Hello everyone, this is Gwendolyn. I'm hoping that you can see me, and I'm hoping that the live stream is starting. So I assume that it is. And I am just going to let you know that today I'm doing, I don't know, maybe a half an hour's worth of free readings online as a thank you to all of my stars, and just to show you that I appreciate you, and just to sort of give back a little bit, because I'm so excited to have hit 5,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank all of you, because that wouldn't be true without all of you, each and every one of you. So I just want to say thanks for that. And if you would like to get a reading, feel free to just type in your questions in the chat. And while I'm getting set up here, I just want to say that I'm going to be starting to do some more love readings, some sample love readings. So some of the ones that I've gotten some feedback on that people want to see are Paul Newman and Yoko Ono, Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, and then John Lennon and Yoko Ono. So I'm going to be doing some couples sample relationship readings. And then if there's any couples that you'd like to see me do some readings on, I'm happy to do that as well. So I'm just going to shuffle here until we get a question. Feel free to jump in there with any questions that you might have. I'm just going to shuffle the deck a few times to get us started, and then I'll begin taking the sample readings. I'm just going to do some 3-card sample readings here. Hi Angie, Twin Flame. How are you this afternoon? Thanks for joining me. Let me know if you have a question. I'm just going to shuffle a couple more times, then I'm going to get straight into the readings. Just wanted to say thank you for all of you. I love my stars, and I love doing readings for you, both the monthly tarot scopes as well as the readings that you book with me. And I just wanted to say thanks. So I'm here just doing a couple free readings for those who happen to be on right now. And like I said too, for those who are joining me now, if you do have a question or would like to get a reading done, feel free to just type a question into the chat box, and it'll pop up for me, and I'll be able to do a reading for you. Another thing that I'm looking forward to doing too, I know I mentioned this back in February, but I'm looking forward to doing some astrological compatibility videos. So I'm going to probably start with Aries and then work my way through the zodiac. So I think I did one of those already. I think it was on Capricorn and Sagittarius based on a request from one of the stars. But I want to get through all of those. So that's on my list to do too. So let's just see. Let's see. Angie says, I would like to know if I'll get back with my twin. This is a hell of a journey. The main thing I'll say to that, Angie, is that will really only happen if you desire it and if your twin desires it. It really can't happen unless both of you are choosing it. I believe that the way that things manifest, both in our personal lives and in the collective, is when enough people wish the same thing. So there was some agreement or contract that you had for the two of you to come together initially, and there will have to be an agreement or a contract basically for the two of you to get back together. It's going to have to be you as well as your twin agreeing to that, even if it's not on a conscious level. So let me just see what the cards have to say, but I'm just going to give you that feedback initially that it can't actually happen unless your twin agrees to it. So it's really just going to depend upon that, because I think your desire for it is obvious, but your twin's desire for it or agreement to it, because we all have free will. So that's really going to need to be a necessary component for it to happen. But let's just see what the cards have to say about it, just out of curiosity. And then Sarah, I want to let you know I see you there too, and Teresa. And Sarah, I will take your question next. So I'm just going to answer Angie's here, or just see what's coming up. Angie asks, so does he wish the same? Let's see what comes up. Okay, Queen of Wands. Angie, if you could type in what sign you are in there. Okay, first of all, what I'm seeing is a lot of optimism. These are all yellow cards. And anytime there's yellow or golden colors, that usually signifies a certain amount of optimism, a certain amount of like golden promise, a certain amount of sun shining on it. I see here that love is being offered. This is Four of Cups. This is your main reading here. So the first thing that I'm getting on this is that you will come back together if your twin deserves it, because justice will be served. But I'm going to tend to the Four of Cups here first. And I see that, thank you, Angie, Libra Sun. I see that, and this could also refer to Libra too. Justice often has to do with Libran qualities. So this is actually, I'm reading both the Queen of Wands and Justice as you, in different aspects of you, as well as the situation. But Four of Cups is what I want to talk about first, since that's your central card. And what's going on here in Four of Cups, I'm going to hold it up so that you can see it, is that Four of Cups is a card about when someone, love is being offered. Cups represent emotion, they represent the heart. And when we see this part of the image, it shows a depiction of Ace of Cups, which is new love, new offering. In your case, it would be a renewal of your twin relationship, that emotion or that heart being offered to you. So I'm reading that as your twin's heart, or even your heart. It's just the offering of either one of you. But what's going on with your twin is that they've checked out. They are here in the sort of the weeds are growing around them. They're in what I call the Rip Van Winkle state, which is semi-asleep. And what they are doing is that they're considering that things will always be the same way, that they always have been the same way, that they always are the same way. Like, they're just looking at the past, present, and future in terms of like what has happened, what is happening, how it's always going to happen. It's sort of like an endless loop. I sometimes look at this as being on the hamster wheel, being bored, getting checked out, becoming aloof, emotionally detached, and sort of falling asleep. So they are not even seeing this offer of love that you clearly are handing out. So what I'm going to say is that something needs to shake them or wake them up in order for them to, something new needs to come in. It won't, if you two come together, first of all, your twin needs to desire it. I'm seeing that they're checked out right now, that they are not really present in their own lives or to themselves. They're going to need to become more present to themselves for anything like that to happen, or for them to even see like what is being offered to them, for them to recognize your heart offering. I'm seeing that this is kind of sapping some of your radiance, because I'm reading this as you, Angie, as well as the Justice card. But Queen of Wands is usually the very vital, very bold, courageous, daring, optimistic, active woman. She's usually very attractive. She's usually very witty. She's fire-oriented. So this usually depicts a fire sign, but I'm reading it as you here. And she's upside down, so she's not her normal self. She's not at the height of her passion and her radiance, and like she's kind of getting sapped and drained from the situation. It's causing her doubt, fear, or resistance. And what will happen with this is that justice will be served. Basically, if your twin is worthy of you, the verdict will be rendered that they receive you and that they're actually able to see your offer. So I'm going to say that the it will only happen, Angie, if they break out of whatever this slumber is, or this Rip Van Winkle sleeping state, and see your offer for what it is. Like, see if they're worthy of you. The hand of fate and justice is really going to decide if you will come back together based upon sort of their credentials and where where they're at in terms of waking up. So if they wake up to being conscious and aware enough to see your heart offering, then yes, they will be rendered the verdict of receiving you. But if they remain asleep, then that may not happen. The verdict will be rendered that they may not be worthy of you. So I'm going to say that regardless of their desire or not, as long as they remain asleep or in this Rip Van Winkle state, it can't go forward. But I'm going to say, too, that I believe it would be wise for you to do whatever it is you need to do to become Queen of Wands again, because this is sapping and draining your energy. You're not able to be at the height of your vitality, your life force, your passion. So whatever needs to happen for you to turn that around, Angie, I encourage you to do so. It's sort of like you're surrounding them. You know, you see the two women surrounding this person. And I think that maybe taking a step back to attend to you, correcting this Queen of Wands in reverse, maybe we'll let off the steam for them to wake up and for justice to be served. So I hope that that answers, or at least attends to your question. It really has to do with their state of consciousness. Their willingness actually isn't even coming into play because it's just them being aware or conscious enough of your heart offering to see it for what it is. So that is my number one thing is if you're in contact with them or not, help them in whatever their journey is into waking up and becoming more conscious and aware. That's going to help them perhaps see and acknowledge your heart offering and your you know, what's a possibility in that dynamic. So that's the reading for you, Angie. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. He's Capricorn sun. Okay. So Libra, Capricorn. Let me just see where this is at. Capricorn, Libra. 1, 2. So Capricorn, Libra, the thing about Capricorn, Libra is that your natural friendship. Whenever signs are 1, 2, 3 steps away, counting the first one, it is... Oh, actually, sorry, 4. Excuse me. No. You two are in a relationship. You're 4 away. Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. You are in something called dynamic tension. What that means is that when the two of you are kind of like oil and water, you kind of come from completely different places in astrology. Libra and Capricorn are at right angles to one another. You are both signs that, you know, you're both signs that value a certain amount of order. But the thing is that because you're such different personalities, what happens with dynamic tension is that left just at your own odds, you guys kind of grind gears like this. You know, it's kind of like oil and water. They don't combine. But if you put your efforts in the same direction, it's double power. So the challenge with a square relationship, which is what this is because it's 90 degrees on the zodiac wheel, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, you guys are actually, you know, right angles to one another. What that is it's traditionally challenge, but I interpret it as dynamic tension. It's sort of like when you pull the bow back to shoot an arrow, there's tension there. But what it does is there's not just tension, it's potential as well. So if you release that tension, it can shoot the arrow forward. So dynamic tension, what I'm going to say is go in the same direction. Walk shoulder to shoulder with your twin, because that is what is going to bring out the highest dynamic in your relationship. So thank you for that question, Angie. I hope that gives you some more information. Sarah asks, should I stop my hobby at this time? Let's take a look, Sarah, and see what the cards say about that. For Sarah, should she stop her hobby? What's the information that Sarah needs to know about her hobby and whether she should continue with it or whether she should stop? What is the relevant circumstance, information, knowledge that can rise to the surface for Sarah regarding her hobby. Let's see what comes up for you, Sarah. Central card, 10 of coins. There's a lot of money there. And security. Okay, interesting. 8 of cups is saying leave. Emotionally. And okay, you already kind of know the answer to this, I'm thinking, Sarah. Here's the dilemma, is that you may be having your heart versus money. The reason I'm saying that is that 10 of coins talks about a lot of money. It talks about security. You may be continuing it for security's sake, for the money that you receive from it, or the potential money, or the promise of money. 10 of coins is about security and money, and feeling like that's something that sustains you. However, the 8 of cups talks about emotionally. Again, cups represent the heart, whereas coins represent the earth energy, physicality, money, possessions, assets. Cups represent the heart and your feelings and your emotions regarding something. So what I'm going to say is you may really feel weary of it, tired of it, feeling like the cycle's complete, feeling like walking away. That's what this card, 8 of Cups, is about. And I'm going to say right around the new moon, we've got a new moon in Cancer coming up. I think it's in a week or two. I'm going to say right around then, you're going to probably be pretty tired of it. You're going to feel like weary of it and walking away. And I get the sense you already know this from this Ace of Swords, because this is the truth. This is the one true thing that comes up. But I get the sense also that you're trying not to admit this to yourself. You're not trying to hear it. You're not, that you already know on a level of saying like the truth is this, the truth is showing up for you. This is clarity. This is revelation. This is the truth will set you free. And that's another theme I just want to add to this for you. Truth will set you free. Acknowledge the truth. However, when it's in reverse, you're saying there's some fear or there's some doubt or resistance in acknowledging the truth. So it's kind of like saying, I'm trying not to hear that. I'm trying not to see that. There may be fear of letting go if there's money associated with it. So I'm going to say with this one, if you have feelings of leaving it that come true, especially around this new moon, I'd say acknowledge that. Acknowledge the truth that's showing up for you. Don't try to dismiss it. If there's money issues that are separate or that you need to address, maybe address those in a different way. Maybe if the security is any question at all within it, you really need to be honest with yourself and acknowledge the truth in front of you. It may be time to end it right around the new moon in Cancer this month. So that's my reading for you on that, Sarah. I would say really bring that up during the new moon, and you might be ready to move on to something new. Really look at your feelings, your emotional state regarding it, rather than anything to do with money. That's what I'd like you to look at, because that's what this Ace of Swords in reverse is talking about. So let's see. Monica, hi there. Who else do we have on? Teresa says, okay, Angie says, I have Aries rising, Leo moon, double fire. Yeah, that's why Queen of Wands is showing up for you too. Thank you, Angie. Teresa says, Angie, my heart belongs to a former instructor. How does he feel about me? Just wondering when I will be in a loving relationship again. So, Teresa, let me get to that one next. Angie says, the universe will take care of him. Good. Teresa says, sun sign. Thank you. Angie says, yes, I'm moving overseas Monday for work. Good. Good. Yeah, I think it's good to acknowledge your own taking care of becoming Queen of Wands again, Angie. He will find out somehow, and then he'll probably awaken. No contact. I pray for him and his awakening. Usually in the twin flame relationship, when the chaser stops chasing, then the runner stops running. That's been what I've learned about that relationship. Thank you, Angie. Angie says, this was great. Thank you so very much. Teresa says, you're amazing, Angie. Thank you for all your time and patience. Barb says, hello. Angie Twin Flame says, Teresa, her name is Gwendolyn. Yeah, I think, Teresa, you may be talking to me. I'm not sure. Maybe you're talking to both of us. Anyway, we're all here. Monica asks, I would like to ask if Derek is going to change his mind and decide to give me a chance. Thank you, Sarah. So I'm going to go up to the question from Teresa. How your heart belongs to a former instructor. How does he feel about you? Just wondering when I will be in a loving relationship again. Okay, so that's kind of, there's two questions within there. There's one about the instructor and then there's one just in general. So I'm going to ask about both of those things. I'm going to ask the cards. For Teresa, can we please bring up information about this former instructor and or when Teresa may find herself in a loving relationship again? What is the most relevant, important information for Teresa regarding romantic relationships? When she might be in one, as well as this former instructor and what might be going on there. So let's see, Teresa, what is the information that Teresa needs to know? What's the information that needs to come up for Teresa regarding romantic relationships? Okay, Chariot is your central card, Teresa. Four of Coins is in this position here. And Five of Coins. Okay, so there's something to do with both of these cards here. The Four of Coins and the Five of Coins have to do with a feeling of needing to hold on to money as tight as you possibly can. So there may be, the first read that I'm getting on this is that the instructor that you are set on, he or she may be completely focused right now on making money, feeling like that they're not in a position to take on a relationship because they're feeling wounded regarding money is kind of what I'm getting. And these two cards, this card follows this one in the tarot. There's the Four of Coins and then it goes to the Five of Coins. So Four of Coins means feeling like you have to hold on to every last cent. It means that if you look in this card, the heart is blocked because the focus is all on the money. So that's actually what I'm getting about this instructor, is that their focus is completely on making money to feel like they can survive, actually, because this is a very fear-based card. And then Five of Coins has to do with feeling victimized, especially regarding the material world. So they may have suffered a financial loss. So I almost get, in some ways, that their heart is not even, it's not on love and togetherness. It's more on their existence in the physical world. And their heart is being blocked by this preoccupation with money and feeling like left out in the cold. I don't know if they're going through a divorce and there was a settlement where they feel like they took a big loss or something, but they are actually, the best way that you could connect with this person is by comforting them, because they're showing up as Five of Coins here. Comforting them, asking them if they need any help. Not that you need to provide for them financially, but there's the connection with this person. If there's any love available, it is as a caretaker to the wounded, and that usually Five of Coins usually has to do with financial losses. So that's them. I get the sense, here's Chariot is a card of success, and it's a card of victory. And it's also a card of movement and action. So what I'm going to say, Teresa, is that there's some sort of action that you need to take. He's a very intuitive card, and he has an intuitive sense about where he needs to go and what choices he needs to make and what actions he needs to take in order to cross that finish line to achieve victory. So what I'm going to say for you as the central figure here is you need to look at your intuition and take action on it. You need to find a balance between what your wild, passionate, heart-driven, creative right brain side of you wants, as well as the left brain, logical, analytical thinking side. So a balance between your head and your heart. Take action on that. And that's how you cross the finish line. That's how you end up with success. Whether it's with this person or with someone else, I'm seeing you need to take action based on whatever your intuitive hits are, and really aim for that balance between head and heart. If you lean too much towards your head and try to make rational decisions, you're going to veer off course. If you make decisions completely with your heart here, you're going to pull too much to that side and veer off course. The way he achieves success and crosses the finish line, has victory, is through that straight line balancing out of those two. So I hope that that attends to your question, provides you with some information on that one. Let's see. By the way, Angie, congratulations on your job moving overseas. That's wonderful. Barb, hi. Thanks for joining us. Monica asks, I would like to ask if Derek is going to change his mind and decide to give me a chance. So, Monica, that's one of the first things that I want to say too, that I kind of spoke about with Angie, is that really in romantic relationships and even friendships or anything to do with that, any kind of thing that has to do with people interacting and hearts being exchanged, we do have this, free will that if you agree to it and Derek agrees to it, then it will happen. Most likely. There are sometimes external factors that can prevent things like that. But essentially, if the two of you are both saying yes to it, then things happen. But if he is not saying yes, then he has the free will over that. So let's just ask the cards. Let me see what the cards have to say about what is Derek's stance towards Monica. What is his attitudes? Where is Derek at regarding his connection with Monica and his willingness to offer her his heart? And what's the information that needs to come up for Monica regarding Derek? I'm going to ask this one specifically. It will also help too, Monica, what is Derek's sun sign? If you can type that in, that's definitely helpful. I'm just going to read this. And then I think it's Gilbria. I will take your question next. So let's see. I'm just going to shuffle for Monica. What's going on with Derek? What's his willingness towards her? What's his heart energy? What is his openness towards giving Monica his heart again? What's the information Monica needs? Okay, death in reverse. There's something, what you'll need to do, Monica, is you will need to let the old relationship go. That's the number one thing. This is death, and which is pretty clear and obvious. It doesn't necessarily mean literal death, which some people think, by the way. What it means is being willing to cut the old rose. Now, this doesn't mean the end necessarily. What this card represents is a transformation. It's a type of end. But when death appears, what it means is that you have to be willing to let the rose die. And then you can collect the seeds from the rose to plant something new. But if you keep trying to water this rose, it's going to be fruitless. Death does not allow... Everything goes in cycles. Birth and death. Birth, life, death. Birth, life, death. So when death appears, it means something has ended. It means you have to allow that to end. The fact that it's showing up here in reverse shows that there's some doubt, fear, or resistance towards letting the thing actually be allowed to die or allowed to come to a completion, for the cycle to be allowed to end. So I'm going to say, try to, if you can, remove your resistance to acknowledging the end of it, because there may be seed. Instead, look for the seeds that you can collect from that rose so that you may be able to plant something new, either with him or with someone else. So there's going to be seeds from that relationship that are either, they're seeds of life, because the rose represents life. So whatever made you feel alive within that relationship, nurture that with him or with someone else, because those are the seeds within that relationship that bring you new life again. But you do have to acknowledge that either this relationship has ended, or at the very least that this phase of the relationship has ended. You cannot keep trying to keep water this rose because it's dead. You can plant another rose. So that's what this card says in general. Let's see what else you're getting. We're getting 8 of coins. And interesting, another 8. 8 of cups in reverse. Okay, again, this is a card about moving on. And notice how it's in reverse. Resistance. So I'm getting that this is your heart. This is, again, is a cups card that has to do with emotions, has to do with the heart. So when 8 of cups shows up, this usually means feeling tired, wanting to move on from something that we've put a lot of our heart into. But in the reverse position, it says unwillingness to move on. I have fear, doubt, or resistance about moving on. So I really want to encourage you, Teresa. What is this fear, doubt, or resistance towards moving on? Obviously, you put a lot of your heart into this. That's what the 8 of Cups is saying. You know, the 8 of Cups is usually something we put a lot of TLC into. So obviously you don't want to move on. But I think you're going to have to acknowledge the ending of some sort. You know, 8s also, I'm reading this as him, 8 of coins. This is someone who's usually just busy with their work. He's a sun sign Cancer. I wonder, is he born in July, Monica, by any chance? Because there is an 8 of diamonds, that Cancer, that is born in July. I believe it's July 7th. And it would be interesting if that was his birthday, because that would doubly indicate him. But the thing about 8s, since you've got 2 8s showing up, I want to talk about that, because the thing about 8s is it's a prosperity, and it's an abundant number. It's also like success with groups. But the thing about 8 is that you have to give and receive in balance for the 8 to have power. It's a very powerful number, but there has to be, if you think about the figure 8, it has to go one way and then the other way, one way and then the other way, and then it creates that infinity symbol. If it just circles on one side, it's kind of like a boat that's going in circles. There has to be the give and the take. The give and the take. So I want you to look at your interaction with him, with Derek, perhaps from the past, and look at where was the give and take. Was there one person who was giving more and the other person who was taking more? How could that be balanced? And even like envision in your mind how that could be balanced. I'm not sure who was who, but look at I get the sense that those are the seeds that are showing up for you, that you may need to carry forward and see, see where the balance is. See where the balance of give and take is at. I kind of get the sense that right now he's just focused on work, because that's what this 8 of coins is. I'm getting that this is him working away, or obsessing about work, whether he has it or not. And he could just be interested in like producing a lot of money. That's what usually 8 of coins is about. And then you are here looking at death. Both of these are in reverse. Unwillingness to let go. Not wanting to let go. Fear, doubt, or resistance is causing you to not want to let go. He's kind of, I get the sense that he's already acknowledged the end of something. But you both are in 8 energy. Now that's kind of interesting because it resonates on the same level. So the way that you can connect in 8 energy is, again, prosperity and abundance. That's one way. And also showing an appreciation for what you have. That is also 8 energy. Being generous, that's all 8 energy. But also really looking at give and take. Look at, if you're giving too much, then you need to work on receiving more. If you're receiving too much, then you need to work on giving more. And likewise, for him, there needs to be that balance. And I really get the sense that those are the seeds that are going to create the new relationship, either with him or with someone else. I hope that helps, Monica. Let's see who else is next. I think I'm just going to do 1 or 2 more. And let's see, we've got Gilbria, I believe, posted a question. You're so welcome, Monica. You're so welcome. Do let me know, Monica. I'm curious because he's 8 of coins. I'm curious if he is a July 7th person because that is 8 of coins birth card. It would be interesting if he actually showed up as him. Regardless of whether that's his birthday, I'm still reading that card as him, but I get the sense he's focused on his work. Let's see, Gilbria. What does Gilbria have to say? What will be the outcome of meeting up with my ex-Scorpio Saturday? I am a Pisces. Okay, first thing I'll say is, you know, again, I always try to emphasize, even though I read cards and astrology, I think there's a lot of information, free will always determine. There's a million different outcomes that can happen, Gilbria, and that really has to do with his vision of what, and again, Gilbria, I'm sorry, I'm using his. It could be his or hers. Your ex's vision. What are the range of options within their realm of possibilities? What's their mentality allowing for? And if you think about that as a fan, and then you think about all of your range of possibilities as also a fan, it really depends upon where those things connect, because there's always a million different possibilities and combinations. Think of it as like a million roads between you and them. And if you're walking down one road and they're walking down another, it's going to have a different dynamic than if you walk down another road. And often it has to do with the attitudes of both people, the thoughts of both people, it's just, there's so many millions of ways it could go. So that's my number one response. But Scorpio and Pisces, the commonality, you're trying to one another in astrology. So you speak the same language, which is water. And that means you're both emotional creatures. Pisces can be very sensitive, and Scorpio can be very intense. Pisces has a tendency to be a little bit more emotionally on the surface than Scorpio is. And then that's not to say that they're not deep. Pisces is like the deepest ocean that there possibly is. But what Pisces does is they're willing to show sort of the light bouncing through the water more. Then Scorpio is more about the dark waters. They hang out in deep, intense, profound waters. And Pisces can meet them there. You're a fish, so you can dive deep with them. But actually, it's funny. I just had 2 cards jump out. And actually, I'm going to acknowledge those for your situation. And I'm going to pull one for you. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so there's our 2 water signs. Funny that they jumped out. King of Cups and Knight of Cups. Interesting 2 males. I'm wondering if there's maybe a third person involved in this, Gilbria. Is there another water sign person? Because I'm not seeing these as either of you. Even though technically King of Cups and Knight of Cups could be an older man and a younger person. Usually though this is male. So again, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, both of these are representing both of those signs. One of them is a committed partner. The other one is offering their heart, but they're a little bit younger. This could potentially be you, Gilbria. I would love to hear, first of all, if there is a second water sign person involved. Because, let's see, we have a soulmate connection. He has rising Cap and Sag Moon. Let me know if you can in the comments, Gilbria, whether there's another water sign, because I'd be really curious to hear that. I'm getting you as Magician in reverse. I'm seeing that you are not feeling empowered. Magician is able to create the results that he wants to achieve. He says abracadabra. I say it and therefore it happens. But and he creates the results in the world that he wants, through his own focus and concentration and power. So when this is in the reverse position, it's saying I'm not getting the results I want. I feel powerless. I don't feel connected to being able to create what I want. With this, okay, the older Sag. Okay, that's who this is. Okay, so actually, Interesting. Thank you for clarifying that you're in a relationship, because this is the devoted husband or devoted partner. King of Cups is the man of the heart. Usually it's a water sign. You know, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But King of Hearts, King of Cups also depicts any loving, devoted father, husband, lover, boyfriend. You know, it's the person who's made a commitment, the person who comes from the heart. Yeah. The older Sag is a life partner. Yeah. I think that's true, Gilbert. I think that this is your Scorpio guy. And I actually see, it's funny, him showing up as Knight of Cups, that is a message of the heart. That is a heart offering. So I am kind of getting that there might be love there. But the way that he's coming at you, but the thing is that you're not going to be able to connect with him, Gilbert, until you embrace your own power. And you see that you have choice. That it's not just your environment that creates things, that you are the author of your own destiny. That's what Magician's about. He's like, I'm the creative force behind everything that happens. I'm the one who chooses. I am. This is the I am card. I will it to be so. So when you, whatever fear, doubt, or resistance you are feeling in terms of being Magician in reverse, doubting yourself, doubting that you have the choice, that you get to decide, that you get to create what you want, that you create the results you want. This is what you're going to need to correct or look at or embrace or deal with for him to come to you. Because I do see, like, if we turn Magician up, right side up, he's looking at you. He's actually waiting for you to do this. Your Sag partner is also looking on lovingly, but you're actually closer to the Scorpio guy. So I'm going to say your main task is to you need to become Magician. You need to acknowledge that you are a Magician, Gilbert. And you may need to, like, Google the Magician card and look up what that means. I'm trying to explain it to you, but it's personal power, focus, concentration, creativity, being the leader or the author of your own experience, making your own choices, creating your own world. This is what you're going to need to focus on for your Scorpio guy to connect with you. So I hope that gives you some information towards that. I think that, does that make sense? Okay. For July 13th. Interesting. Okay, thank you, Monica, for clarifying when your Cancer's birthday is. I'm still reading him as that 8 of Coins person. I think he's probably really focused on work, grinding it out. A Bonte, hello there. I haven't done Capricorn yet. For this reading, I'm not sure. For the monthly Terrascopes, I have done Capricorn. It's up. You can see it on the channel. If you have a specific question, Abonte, I can take that. That'll probably be the last one I do today. And I think I got another. Teresa, did you have a question for me about, oh good, Gilbert, yes, become Magician, and your connection with that Scorpio you might be surprised what happens there. I did have a question about that Chariot from one of the previous questions, and what I'll say about Chariot is that it's really about trusting your intuition and finding balance between your head and your heart. So you need to take action that considers your head as well as your heart. So it means not completely following your heart, and it means not completely following your head, but finding that balance and going forward, not just waiting for something to happen. Taking action that is balanced will lead you, and you kind of know, Chariot is very intuitive. He relies upon his own inner knowing to go forward. He knows the road he needs to take. So I hope that clarifies the message from Chariot. You can always, too, if I'm giving you information about a card, you can always go on to Google and Google that card, and there's more information, too. So let's see if we've got any more questions, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up. Hey, Bonte, do you have any questions for me before I wrap it up? I think I got to everyone who had posted one so far. Yeah, Teresa, the message about Chariot was that in order to find the romantic relationship, you're going to need to take action. You can't just wait around for it to happen to you. That's what Chariot's about. Chariot is about victory and success and balance and finding that road to victory and success through balancing both sides of our psyche. The shadow and the light, you know, the left brain and the right brain, the head and the heart. So it's really about moving forward, taking action based on what you know, and doing it in a very balanced way. Not just going completely into passion and not going completely into logic, but having a balance between those and taking action on that. So I hope that that clarifies that. Okay, well, you guys, I just want to thank again all my stars. I don't see any more questions popping up. Good. Okay, Teresa, wonderful. So I'm going to just wrap it up there. I want to thank you again so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I love doing these readings for you. So I just want to say thank you again for getting this channel to 5,000. It's all through your doing. It would not. I have nothing to do with that. You guys being, you know, my stars is what does that. So I just want to say thank you again. And I will look forward to the next reading with all of you. Thank you so much for being with me here today and letting me be part of your process. As always, thanks for watching. Yours in the stars. Thank you, Monica.